All right, Lucas Rubix, you're known as the coach's coach. We're getting a little meta here. We're getting a little inception, coaching inception here. But tell me about the work that you do specifically, and I know you're a podcaster as well. But kind of give us just a quick lay of the land of what you do, like what the outcome that you provide.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, and it's becoming more and more prominent, have a message and a gift, and they really want to help people, but they don't know how. Coaches fall into that umbrella. I had a natural knack, or due to my drive or my obsessive nature, when I had my coaching business, I was obsessed with studying marketing. Like I'd stay up till 3 a.m. Like marketing, I understood sales and marketing was the only way to grow a coaching business. So I very quickly was able to grow my coaching business. And when I started talking to other coaches, even coaches who were doing it for 10 years, they had a mission, they had a purpose, they had a desire to create change, but they did not know how to market, how to sell. I saw a natural need there. It's a long story, which I won't get into, but it naturally transitioned to that. And so nowadays it's all coaches we serve, and it's all passion-based coaches. We're some business coaches, but most of these coaches are life coaches, change makers, people who are hungry. And I get the feeling when you really want to make a change and you're like, it's tearing you apart, but you can't reach anybody. That's the need we fill, and we make sure people hear your message.
On coaching, can anybody approach you and say, well, I haven't really done anything. I haven't really created any success. I just kind of left my day job and I feel like I'd be a good coach. Like, should they have something a little bit more substance behind what they do?
100%. Yeah. I am a huge, just due to my background, the underdog always touches my heart. I'm like, any underdog story, I'll be tearing up. So I'm naturally cheering for underdogs. Mm-hmm. That being said, I think it's never too early to start marketing. It's never too early to start working on your speaking through videos, through content. I'm like, start where you are right now. You may not be working with clients yet, but let's start crafting a message. Let's start learning how to communicate. And at the same time, I don't know if formal certifications are absolutely necessary, but if you want to be a coach, like I read a book and everything relates back to coaching or to psychology or to how can I work with someone better. So whether that's formal training or informal training, I think you do have to have a level, if you're going to make it in the coaching game, an obsession with getting through to your clients and serving clients. If you're just in it for the money, it's cool, but maybe courses or info products might be a little bit better for you. But if you're going to coach and you're going to work with people, you better love people and understand how to create change. So
yeah. You don't think there's too many coaches or too many info products out there?
No, I definitely don't. I think there's room for everybody. There's a lot of it, but I don't believe that.
Well, I hope you don't mind me kind of poking some holes at the coaching. Because I'm sure that there are certain aspects about it that you're like, I wish they wouldn't do this, or I wish we could kind of improve the space for everybody. And what would you say are some of the areas that what would you say are some of the biggest mistakes that coaches make?
Over promising, under delivering. The space is crawling with. It has a bad rap at times. We try to, and I think everybody should do this for every product, but even our high ticket coaching programs, although you can buy it in one big chunk, we break it up into monthly payments. So if someone's working with us for 6 months, there's a contract that you work with us for 6 months, but if we're not holding up our end of the bargain, or you're not getting value, like you are not stuck in this. There's a lot of stuff in the coaching space where people pay a big ton of money and they don't get any kind of results, or they're left to the wind, or they don't get the support they wanted. So I'm like, please, we need to treat this like any other business. And it's not grab the money and then give them some junk. It's, you've got to deliver. So there's a lot of that going on, which is unfortunate. It's kind of the Wild West at times. Social media, you can make it look like absolutely anything else. So I'm just like, even for our program, it's like 1 week. You join, and if we overpromised and you're not getting what you want, you've got 1 week. It's one email you send and you get a refund and you're on your way. So I think if there was laws for that, I'd be 100% down for it. But I wouldn't join anything or pay any big money if there wasn't some form of a trial or try something. So I think there's a lot of that going on, which pains
So
me.
if someone, let's say they have had success in doing something pretty well, like what's a great way for them to start growing their coaching business? Like how do they get their first handful of clients?
Yeah. So when we work with clients, usually they're already working with some clients because I truly don't believe that the digital marketing, online marketing um, path alone is the fastest way to do it because it's not. It's three C's: connection, conversation, clients. You've got to connect with some people. You've got to have a conversation with those people, and that's going to get you a client. You don't need an online presence to do any of that. That being said, if you're just getting certified or you want to get into coaching, why does everything have to be either or? Because we can be connecting with people in person, which is really easy to do. You can get a few clients by the end of the week if you talk to enough people. You can, and you can connect with them. But at the same time, why don't we build the online presence so that when this over here is not sustainable forever of talking to 10 people a day, but even when we have a brand new coach sign up and we're building out their online presence, they're also challenged to reach out to 5 to 10 people a day just to talk about what it is they're doing, not to sell, not to pitch, but the more people that know you. And that always leads to, hey, I'm really interested in what you're doing. So online marketing is amazing to scale or to automate or to create systems. But if you're just looking for your first few clients, you don't need any of that. Talk to people. Like, I know it sounds so simple, but talk to people, craft your message, find out their needs, figure out what it is that you can help them with, and help them with it. You may not be charging 10 grand right off the bat for 3 months. That's cool. Start simple. Start just, yeah. I hope that explains that.
Uh-huh. And so one thing that it looks like that you do some advising on would be making sure that you've got a great funnel. So what does a good funnel for coaches look like today?
2-step, super simple. I've tried every complex upsell, downsell, cross sell, around sell, and it's just from my experience, it does not work. And we've tested, we've tried it. It's very simple. We've got the lead gen side of things, building your list, really simple 2-step offer. Thank you pages, sending them to some kind of social media. It's all about relationships. So you've got something that you can drive people to build a relationship with, and then you've got something that you can send people to for the conversion. So that would be like our sales portion of it. So some kind of booking system, some kind of offer to get them on the phone, but you've got to be building a relationship. So it's that simple, 2 steps. We drive the traffic to the relationship building part of the funnel, which is usually building your email list, sending them some content. I really push people to do video. You've got to remember, we work with a lot of coaches who did in person and they were really successful, but now they're struggling online. And in person, me and you can meet, and in 5 minutes I can build rapport. You can know me, you can like me, you can trust me, and we can start working together. Online, although it's not an absolute truth, that process can take a little bit longer. So through video, like anyone watching this who is like, I should be doing more video, every morning grab your phone, shoot a video. You don't have to post it, but just practice daily. Get through to people, connect with people. That's that side of the funnel. And then you're giving them an option for every piece of content or every piece of asset that they're receiving from you online through here. They're being driven to, hey, when you're ready, book a call. It's that simple. I don't even sell the idea of a funnel because to build a funnel is really easy these days. You can download a done for you funnel. It's the copy, it's the marketing, it's the connection. You can funnel hack my stuff to death, and I know it won't work for you until you get your messaging right.
Yeah. What kind of content do you like? So in terms of like building an audience, what kind of content do you like to see coaches do? Do you like the flashy cars and all that sort of thing? Or
No.
what do you kind of go for?
So I think we all go through phases. I'm in a point where I'm like, hey, judge less. Because I bought a blacked out BMW and I used to post photos of it because I thought, hey, this will get attention. I'm successful now. Look at me.
Sure.
And it lasted like a month or two. And then I was actually going to delete it and I left it. You'll find it on my social media because I'm like, you know what? That's who I was. That's a part of my journey. I'm not going to delete it. Nowadays, it's like I'm good in a t-shirt and I might do my hair, might not, whatever. So I think everyone goes through their journey, and I'm not against you're 21, 22, and you've got a great body and you've got a Porsche, and that's who you are at that point. Do it. I think there's an audience for every kind of person. So, but with where I'm at, it's value. It's just pure value. The more value, the better.
I am. Yeah, I agree. So, I think of, kind of developing this brand, I think there's a lot of questions we can ask in regards to what is our purpose, our values, starting with why, that sort of thing. And I think once we figure out what our core values are, then things start to get a lot easier. But so if I'm not mistaken, it sounds like you do some work with your coaches to kind of figure that stuff out. Because if they're just trying to parrot what another coach is doing, it feels a little more less to me, where they just kind of seem to be meandering quite a bit, and as opposed to getting very, very clear on who they are, what they do, the outcome they provide, why they do it. And talk just a bit about that, kind of why is so critical.
Huge. I'm going to completely butcher this, and maybe you'll know, or someone will know and they can correct me on it. I don't know if it was Buddha or it was one of these spiritual teachers, but they had a follower who wanted to be like them. And they asked the question of, how can I be more like you? How can I be enlightened? How can I create what you've created? And Buddha, or whomever that was, said, if you want to be more like me, be more like you. And I think that's so true, because, and I found that that's trapped too, where I have coaches around me all the time, and we want to model what they're doing, but at the same time, stay true to who we are. So my coaching style over the years has changed from, this is how you do it, to asking questions. How would you do it? What do you think of this? Is find your own path. So I think you can model it, but the second you start funnel hacking, or you start trying to model someone's Instagram, or you start, hey, I like these guys' photos, let me try to do it like that, you're going to run into problems. Then again, if you're doing that, I really think it's part of the journey. So I think we've all done it at a point, because I definitely have. So don't beat yourself up. But we do a thing called core values, for sure. And we write down our core beliefs. And it helps shape our brand and who we are and how we want to show up. And those will probably change if you're addicted to growth. I mean, if you're not embarrassed by who you were 6 months ago, you've got some, you're not growing fast enough. Simple as that.
One good exercise I think anyone can look at is, just look at someone who you think is producing really, really great stuff, and try to get back to the very beginning. Like if it's a podcast or a YouTuber, very easy. Just go back and watch or listen to some of their first episodes. You're going to feel very good about yourself. And I think, would you say that one of the biggest differentiators is just, they just stayed in the game, and, eventually, at the beginning, you might be leaning on others, or, oh, I see so-and-so doing that, and so I'm going to do like a slight variation on that. Yeah. And then eventually, like, I just need to create my own art, and I need to, follow my heart, and truly, deliver that unique impact, that I feel uniquely positioned for. Is that
big time?
Kind of where your head's at?
Big time. I'm not a crazy artist when it comes to painting, but my sister's an amazing painter, but she basically explained to me as, you got to learn the techniques. So like study from someone for as long as you can, and copy them and model them and do what they do. And then at some point, when you learn the rules of the game, you can start coloring outside that, and you can start creating your own art. So every time I get an email saying, oh my God, this episode was amazing, and I realize it's like the second episode I've ever done, or the second video, I still get flushed, because when I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, that's so bad, and people are seeing that. But at the same time, I love it, because that's the journey. So I like that idea of going back into the first episode or second episode that someone did, because it's going to be bad. There's no way around it. And we thought it was good. I remember those. I'm just like, damn, I'm so good. This is so awesome. And it's like, and in a year, I'll be watching the stuff I do now, and I'm like, damn, that's what I believed, and that's what I was saying. So do you, and you'll figure it out. I mean, when I was 22, 23, I didn't even know who I was, what I was doing, and I probably still don't. I'm still learning. So stay in the game. That's a big one for sure.
Awesome. Well, Lucas Rubix, you are the bearded dude behind the Coach's Corner, the founder CEO. So your podcast, so someone's listening to this podcast, they can find you right now. They just search for the Coach's Corner and they'll find your podcast. Is that right?
Yeah, Lucas Rubix for everything. We've got everything under one name. My last name is difficult to spell, so everything is now under just Lucas Rubix. Google that.
Yeah, right. Rubik's like a Rubik's Cube.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, Lucas, thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate it, Josh. Thank you so much.